Someone who secretly hates you rarely arrives with a sword. They arrive with a smile. Hatred in its pure form is easy to spot, but hatred that hides behind politeness, inside jokes, and passive indulgence is far more dangerous because it decays your inner peace without you noticing. You feel tired after seeing them, but you call it social fatigue. You feel insulted, but you convince yourself you're being sensitive. Seneca warned us long ago. A quarrel is quickly settled when deserted by one party. There is no battle unless there be two. But when someone secretly resents you, they don't fight you openly. They drain you slowly until you're fighting shadows, unsure of who is really attacking. The first sign is subtle dismissal. They brush off your wins, interrupt your moments, or redirect the conversation when you speak. It's not just once, it's a pattern. You tell them something you're proud of, and they downplay it or pivot to themselves. It's not envy that's most dangerous. It's disdain pretending to be disinterest. You leave the exchange feeling smaller, like your confidence shrunk without explanation. That's not humility, it's corrosion. Another sign, inconsistent presence. They show up when they need something, vanish when you do. You start tracking their availability like a stock market ticker, high when they're in need, plummeting when you're in crisis. But relationships aren't transactions, and love isn't a currency to be hoarded. Epictetus said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." And yet, when your pain is met with silence or hollow words, you begin to feel like your suffering is a burden. That's not stoicism, that's neglect dressed up as emotional minimalism. Then there's the joke that cuts too deep. It's always said with a laugh. "Just kidding," they say. But your gut doesn't laugh, it tightens. These micro-attacks, cloaked in humor, are not harmless. They're diagnostic tools of disdain. The Stoics believed that your gut was a better compass than your intellect when it came to human character. Trust the unease. It's telling you something your brain doesn't want to believe. Another red flag. They celebrate your setbacks, not overtly, but with a pause too long, a tone too light, a piece of advice too sharp. You mention a mistake and their face relaxes. Not with empathy, but relief. Because to them, your struggle is not a tragedy, it's a win in their private, unspoken scoreboard. Hidden hatred thrives on imbalance. The worse you do, the better they feel. That's the mathematics of secret resentment. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. But the harder truth is, some injuries come wrapped in friendship, not malice. And you can't retaliate, you must recognize, release, and walk away. Consider also how they speak of others. Do they speak well of those not present? Or does every absent friend become a target the moment they leave the room? Know this, if someone gossips to you, they will gossip about you. A person who carries venom in conversation cannot help but let it leak. You may think you're the exception, but hatred doesn't need many targets, just rotating ones. Then there's the weaponized history. They remember your past failures with suspicious clarity. In arguments, they don't fight the present. They resurrect the past. Not to understand it, but to use it as ammunition. That's not memory, it's emotional blackmail. True friends protect your history, not wield it. If your growth makes them uncomfortable, if your wins dim their light, if your peace threatens their chaos, they do not love you. They love the version of you that stayed small. But you are not meant to stay small, and the ones who secretly hate you are most terrified of what you might become if you stopped needing them. There's science behind this too, mirror neurons, the way we simulate others' emotions to feel connection. When someone can't celebrate with you, their brain has detached from empathy. What's left is a simulation of care, not the real thing. And your body knows. You leave the conversation drained, your chest tight, your confidence chipped. That's not love. That's quiet war. Ask yourself, after spending time with them, do you feel more like yourself or less? Do you feel clearer or more confused, more grounded or subtly ashamed? That is your compass. When someone truly supports you, their presence feels like stability. When they don't, it feels like walking on shifting sand. You adjust your words, your tone, your success, just to maintain the illusion of closeness. That's not friendship, it's performance. Don't cling to ghosts. The Stoics remind us, don't fear being alone. Fear being surrounded by people who make you feel lonelier than solitude ever could. Sometimes you stay connected because of history, because of guilt, because of convenience. But loyalty to someone who quietly resents you is betrayal of your own dignity. Set boundaries, reduce access. Love from a distance or not at all. You don't owe anyone proximity to your spirit. You owe yourself peace. And remember, love is not proven in grand gestures, it's felt in safety. If someone makes you feel unsafe in your own skin, even subtly, they do not love you. They need you to remain insecure so they can feel superior. You can't save them, but you can save yourself. Choose the company of those who fan your flame, not those who wait for you to extinguish. Because life is too short to beg for warmth from someone who secretly hopes you stay cold. Reflect on your circle. Observe the patterns, and if someone close secretly hates you, recognize the wound and close the door before it bleeds you dry.